Very cool. Now talk to me for the digital marketers out there. Talk about the importance of a value ladder and what that can create in your business versus just, somebody who says, hey, I want to sell a course for $500 or $1,000 or $2,000. Just talk to me quickly about, for audience listening, what is a value ladder and how does it work?
Yeah.
Because me and you know it as digital marketers, right? $47 product, $97, $197. But talk a little bit about how important that is and what that does to build a customer base of raving fans in the long run.
Yeah, so important to think through the value ladder. I mean, I spend a lot of my time helping others create that process of like, what are they gonna sell? What are they gonna offer? And how do you ascend people along the journey? How do they go up to the next level, right? And I think the way to think about it is some of my partners, Brad and Ryan and Jimmy. And so these guys are specialists in helping people create wealth and then keep it.
Yeah.
Right. Really, very important. If you're going to make a lot of money, it's better to keep a lot of money, right? You don't want to give it all away, right?
Right.
And so one of the things that they had a mindset coming into a conversation with me was, okay, Bryan, if we can just break even on our front end, we'll be happy. And that was a really interesting mindset to have because I've seen a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot by thinking that they're going to launch a webinar, they're going to sell a course, and they're going to become millionaires. Now you can do that, right? You can do that, but there's a lot of unknown factors that go into producing a course, advertising that course, right? And all the expenses that come around that.
And the time, effort, stress.
The time, the effort, the energy, the team that you need. If you're not, doing it all yourself is silly.
Particularly if you don't know what you're doing up front, yeah.
Right. Now, if you have an expertise in it, then great. But most people don't have an expertise in tech and copywriting and storytelling, all that stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
Right, design, that's a whole other animal.
Yeah.
Right? So they had a really great mindset, which was, if we can just break even on, and so knowing where your point of break even is and being willing to break even on your front end. I've done webinars with guys in the past where they have a $1,000 product and they're like, they needed to make $1 million selling just a $1,000 product. And I've seen that like kill so many projects because they're not thinking about the back end, right? So my cash flow guys, they were able to go from zero, literally from zero, and they were already in the game. They'd hired amateurs. They're in Russell's mastermind with me. They were already in the game, but they hadn't cracked the code. We sat down, we mapped out their path, their value ladder, if you will, and they did over $10 million in 7 months.
Wow.
It's because they have a well thought through process in which people can ascend. And for them in their business, it's a webinar, which is a great way to build a relationship. It's one of the fastest ways to build relationships online because you have an hour.
Even if they don't buy the product at the end of that particular initial webinar or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that's another biggie. Most people think that they need to monetize, I need to do a webinar, I need to make money on it right now. Well, that's just, you gotta understand, they're not all fast starts. They're not all ready to give you money.
Yeah, short-term thinking, yeah.
Very short-term thinking. So when you build a webinar, understand that you're gonna have people that are gonna buy from you weeks and months in advance. And I have to show clients that a lot of times. I say, take a look at this. We'll have, let's say we do a webinar. We have 10 people buy. Out of those 10 people, we'll have 3 of them that have been on the list for at least a month, getting emails.
Yeah.
Every day or every other day, however much content there is. I'd be like, look, if it wasn't for these emails being dripped on them over the course of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, this person might not have purchased. But it was through the relationship building process, that constant value add, now they're comfortable with making the decision to make an investment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So that's biggie.
And then how about in terms of going from, a $47 product to a $97 product? Where is it where, it's too much of initial products, if you will? Because I know back in the day there was ebooks selling for $47. Now most of the time ebooks are free, right?
Right.
Or you do a free book with purchase, just sort of get people familiar with your content, value add. Is there any limitations on what, Bryan Dulaney, in your experience, would say are important to have for initial product offerings before a 1K, 2K course? Or does it just depend on the nature of your product and business?
I would say it's the nature of your business, but if you're an expert, I would say you create a signature proprietary process, okay? We're creating a new one now. And we're creating it for our team so we can scale that service And then we'll do a webinar and sell it to the public, right, as an information product, where they can train their teams or they can train themselves. And then the Ascension model is, we can do it for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, done for you services at a premium,
Right.
obviously, yeah.
Now, I like, you can go straight to a webinar, to a course sale. That's totally fine. You could also sprinkle in a lead magnet, like a free report, or a checklist, or a blueprint, or a quiz, or something
Or
that's
ebook,
free, right? What that does is it drops your lead acquisition rates, right? Now you can then back end a webinar. So you say free lead magnet. I was just on the marketers cruise this past week with a guy who's doing 80 million a year, and literally his process is lead magnet, webinar, sale.
What was the product?
Bro, that's kind of old school.
Yeah, it was like a high ticket course or something.
He has an outsourcing company with over 500 employees.
Gotcha, yeah.
So
yeah.
he kind of sells people into that package.
Wow, very cool. Now, how about going from 7 figures to 8 figures? What are the different lessons? Or is that just a matter of scaling what you just explained from the 6 to 7?
For me, it's having clarity about your value of services. And I think the biggest lesson is like, get really good at something and just be the best in the world at that thing or
Period.
those few things. What I see a lot of people try to do in like the digital marketing or internet marketing space or agency space is I see that they try to offer, I offer web design and I offer SEO and I offer pay-per-click and I offer Facebook ads. It's like
They'll take your money however you're willing to pay them.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And I'm like, bro, you can just make $1 million a year to $10 million a year just in that one vertical of Facebook ads.
Yeah. Like Sam Ovens, I was talking with Sam Ovens and his team yesterday. They were saying that it's for the last 6 years, they've done, I think almost 30 million now. But they said it's one product, one funnel, one thing, and it's just that focus. So it speaks to what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was all about refining our processes. And really, everyone has to go through their own journey
Right.
of refining their own processes,
Sure.
right? But then it was just having those signature products that you put people through that produce raving fans, right? So the way that I look at it is we have a value ladder of offers, products, and services, right? Offers are products and services. So you have a value ladder of different products and different services. Some free things, right? Like free webinars or free reports or blog posts or even Facebook videos or YouTube videos, like, oh, that's free stuff, right? And then we've got low ticket products, $9, $37, $47, $197, right? And then from there, we've got, $15,000 or $7,500.
Yeah.
We've got higher ticket than that. But I'm always looking to produce as many raving fans for each product that I can, and let the fan speak for the product.
Mm-hmm. Let that scale the business, essentially.
Let that scale the business. But I think it's a lot easier to scale to 8 figures. Number one, it's a lot easier to scale to 8 figures when you have high ticket,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like we're in the business partnership model, right? Where we get 10% of revenue. So if we're doing if we're helping a company go to say $1 million to 10 million, well, 10% is a good chunk of change. It's a lot easier to scale to 8 figures that way.
Right, yeah.
Right?
This is about playing a bigger game in a sense. Playing the same game, but just playing with bigger teams or bigger players.
Right,
Gotcha.
exactly.
And earning your keep to produce results at that level.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Now, last question I want to ask as it relates to digital marketing for people out there who go, damn, I might want to get in the game, or maybe people who are already in the game and might be interested in working with you, or whatever their vision is for what they want to do. Can you talk lastly about how important it is to serve a market, right? I'm sure being in the digital marketing space over a decade now, you've seen products that work, products that don't work. What do you find about products that actually serve a market and work and scale and have longevity versus one-trick ponies that fall flat, or people jump in, let's do a drop shipping course, let's do this course, let's do that. Talk to me a little bit about, what are the types of courses you've seen work, and what are the ones that don't work? How important it is to identify a market, solve a problem, and
That's
grow?
good. That's a good question. So the ones that I see that work, and we always go back to when we're creating the actual offer and the message that we're going to sell that product. It's all about the outcomes and the results that others are going to experience, right? People buy results. People buy outcomes, right? Like, you don't care about the benefits.
Or the process, yeah.
Or the process. right? They don't necessarily care about the 20 modules that are loaded into this membership site,
Yeah,
right? They only care about, okay, what am I going to learn in that module and what's the outcome going to be for me? People are very outcome focused and very what's in it for me, and they're saying what's in it for me all the time. So products that I have seen, let's say in the information space, that have sticking power are products that are well produced, okay, that are thorough, that are complete, that focus on helping other people be able to produce results, and they're easy to implement, right? Like no one wants to go into a course and get sucked into it and then get, get bored. The videos are too long.
Overwhelmed. Oh, I can't really do this. Yeah.
Right? So I find some of the best courses, now we're speaking about information products here,
Right.
some of the best information products that have sticking power are things that are chunked down, bite-sized pieces, highly actionable, that allow people to produce a result. Because when they get that first result, just like I did when I first started, right? I bought a domain name, I set up my hosting, I got the content on my site, I changed my affiliate link, and I made $750. I was hooked, right? And so we must think about our products, if we're developing information products, in the same way, right? How can I show people exactly what they need to do to produce a result? Because when they produce a result, they will be customers for life.
If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because every week we bring you the very best in personal development content, interviews, and insight to help inspire you to take your life and your dreams and make them a reality. And also, if you want to know how to book dream guests the same way I have, you can check the link below for my top 3 secrets. So if you have a podcast or a show or whatever it is and you want to collaborate with them, if you click that link below, I'll give you those top 3 secrets to help you get in touch with anybody. And also, don't forget that The Passionate Few is available on media platforms as well. So you can subscribe to the podcast. And until next time, thank you for being one of the Passionate Few.